If words are seeds, are you planting purpose or resistance? Today we'll unpack how to communicate in a way that actually moves people at work, at home, and everywhere in between. Welcome back to Indomitable with Dom, the podcast for people who refuse to settle for surface level growth. Most people think communication is about talking more clearly, but the real power is in listening, and not just with your ears. Today, we're stripping away the myths, exposing why people think they're good listeners when they're not, and learning how to master all senses communication that deepens every relationship, whether it be personal or professional. Over the course of my career, I've lost millions of dollars in potential revenue, not because I didn't know what to say, but because I didn't know how to listen. The turning point was I finally realized that I wasn't important as I thought I was. When I'm with someone, whether it's a client, a partner, or my wife, what they're saying is far more important than what I'm preparing to say. And here's the truth. Real communication is more than just ears and mouth. True communication engages every sense. I'm using my eyes to read body language, my ears to hear how you say something, not just what you say, but the weight, pace, and tone behind it. I'm using touch, metaphorically, to feel that energy shift in the room when something hits. I'm even using smell for myself because I know how certain scents can trigger memory and emotion. The only thing we're not doing is tasting our clients or letting our clients taste us. And that's honestly probably for the best. When you tune into every sense, you start hearing the unspoken. And that's where trust is built and deals are won. When I first started in sales, I thought my value was in what I could say to convince someone. I studied product knowledge like my life depended on it. I had a pitch down to a science, and yet I was losing people. They'd smile, nod, and walk away without committing. Then one day it clicked. A client hesitated mid-sentence. Their eyes shifted for just a second, and I ignored it, kept talking, and tried to close. They said, "You've given me a lot to think about," and never called back. Later, I replayed that conversation in my mind, and I realized that moment was an opening. They were telling me without telling me what they really needed. But I was so focused on my words that I missed theirs. From that point on, I shifted my focus. I started asking follow-up questions about what I saw and heard in them, not just about my product. And the results were instant. Clients began to say to me, "How did you know that that's what I was thinking?" And that's when I learned conviction sales, not product knowledge. If you believe in what you do enough to slow down, truly hear someone, and serve their need, not your quota, you win trust. And when you win trust, sales follow. Communication isn't just I speak, you listen. It's a full body, all senses exchange. And here's the kicker. Studies show that it takes 7 to 8 hours of quality interaction before most people truly trust you. That means in business, you're already fighting the clock. You don't get 8 hours with a prospect. You get maybe 8 minutes. In personal life, you may have been years with your partner, but if you're distracted and disconnected, you're not actually building trust. You're just passing time. Professionally, when you learn to use all senses listening, you can accelerate that trust building curve. You stop feeling like you're chasing a sale and start creating conversations that matter. Personally, it means you stop assuming you get your spouse or your kids or your friends, and you actually hear the heart behind their words. Relationships deepen and conflict diffuses before it explodes. So here are 3 action steps to master all senses communication. 1, listen with curiosity, not a comeback. In your next conversation, catch yourself before jumping in. Ask one extra clarifying question before responding. Example, I noticed how you paused just now. What's behind that? This signals that you're tuned in more than just their words. Number 2, mirror what you see and hear. Use phrases like, so it sounds like, or I can see this matters to you. This validates their feelings and creates an instant sense of understanding, both at home and at work. Number 3, anchor conviction and care. Before any important conversation, tell yourself, this isn't about my product, my opinion, or my win. It's about their need. Then let your tone, body language, and pace reflect that belief. When you love someone or care enough, you listen differently. You lean in, you notice, you adjust. Ignore this and you'll lose people long before you lose the sale. You'll miss that moment your spouse needed you most. You'll talk yourself out of trust without even noticing it. Whether it's in a boardroom, a living room, or a coffee shop, true communication changes the outcome, because it's not about just talking that people into something. It's about connecting with them through something. Listen with all of your senses and you'll never have to sell someone again, because they'll feel understood before you even finish your sentence. If this hit, share it with someone who talks more than they listen. Be on the lookout for your free guide, 7 Steps to Overcome Your Mind, and join a community of people mastering not just what to say, but how to truly connect. Until next time, keep growing, keep fighting, and stay indomitable.